All right, folks, imagine this. The sun's barely up, and you're jolted awake by the ship's alarm. Not your gentle morning radio, mind you, but a siren that could wake the dead. That's how it starts for these Navy sailors. It's a world of tight spaces, the constant hum of machinery, and the salty tang of the sea in the air. You're not just waking up to a new day, you're waking up to a whole different way of life. Now, I'm no stranger to hard work and early mornings, but these sailors, they've got a different kind of schedule. They're up before the sun, and they hit the ground running, or should I say, deck running. There's no time for snoozing that alarm clock, not when you've got a whole ship to run. And believe me, a Navy vessel isn't just some pleasure boat out for a Sunday cruise. This is a floating city, and it takes a whole lot of work to keep it afloat. The first thing you notice is the smell. It's a mix of salt air, engine grease, and maybe a hint of last night's dinner from the mess hall. It's not exactly room freshener, but it's the smell of duty, of purpose. These sailors, they breathe it in like it's the freshest air on Earth. They know they're part of something bigger than themselves, and that's a powerful thing. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Before they can even think about steering the ship or manning the guns, they've got to shake off that sleep and get their heads in the game. And how do they do that? With a little something I like to call Navy-style physical training. Trust me, it's not for the faint of heart. Now, when I say physical training, I don't mean a leisurely jog around the park. This is the Navy, folks, and they do things a little differently. Think push-ups till your arms shake, squats till your legs burn, and enough running to make a marathon runner sweat. It's enough to make even a seasoned worker like myself break a sweat. But these sailors, they take it in stride. You see, it's not just about physical strength. It's about mental toughness, about pushing your limits and then pushing some more. And they don't do it alone. They work together, side by side, encouraging each other every step of the way. There's a real sense of camaraderie, of shared purpose, that you just don't find in many other places. They're not just building muscles out there, they're building bonds. Bonds that will be tested, no doubt, but bonds that will also see them through thick and thin. They're learning to rely on each other, to trust each other with their lives. And that's a powerful thing, folks, a truly powerful thing. But all that sweating and grunting, it works up an appetite. And that's where our next stop takes us. The heart of the ship, the place where hunger meets brotherhood, the one and only mess hall. The mess hall, or galley as they call it in the Navy, is more than just a place to grab a bite to eat. It's the social hub of the ship. It's where stories are shared, jokes are cracked, and friendships are forged over steaming plates of food. Now, I'm not saying the food is gourmet, but it's hearty, it's filling, and it's fuel for these hardworking sailors. Imagine sitting elbow to elbow with your shipmates, swapping stories about your families back home, sharing dreams for the future, and maybe even poking fun at the cook's latest culinary experiment. It's a time to relax, to recharge, and to remember that even in the middle of the ocean, you're not alone. You're part of a family. You'll hear tales of daring rescues, close calls with storms, and the lighter side of life at sea. Pranks pulled, competitions won, and the occasional encounter with curious marine life. It's a reminder that even in the face of danger and hardship, there's always room for laughter and camaraderie. But the break can't last forever. Duty calls, and these sailors know it. It's time to roll up their sleeves and get down to the nitty-gritty of keeping a warship running smoothly. Now, keeping a ship like this afloat and battle-ready is no walk in the park. It's a 24/7 operation, and these sailors are the ones who make it happen. From the engine room to the flight deck, there's always something that needs fixing, cleaning, or inspecting. These folks are masters of all trades. Mechanics, electricians, plumbers, you name it, they do it all. You might find one group huddled around a jet engine, meticulously taking it apart and putting it back together again. Another team might be down in the bowels of the ship wrestling with pipes and valves, making sure the plumbing's up to snuff. And let's not forget the folks on deck, chipping away at rust, repainting, and generally making sure the ship looks as sharp as she runs. It's dirty work, it's demanding work, but it's essential work. And these sailors, they approach it all with the same dedication and professionalism they bring to every aspect of their lives. They know that even the smallest task, the tightest bolt, can make a difference when you're out at sea. But it's not all work and no play on a Navy ship. Throughout the day, alarms will blare, and these sailors will snap into action for drills and exercises. It's all about being ready for anything, and believe me, they don't mess around when it comes to preparedness. Section 5. Man overboard. Drills, alarms, and staying sharp. Suddenly, a voice booms over the loudspeaker. Man overboard. Man overboard. It's not a real emergency, not this time, but you wouldn't know it from the way these sailors react. They move with a speed and precision that's honed by countless hours of practice, each one knowing their role and executing it flawlessly. One minute they're elbow deep in grease, the next they're scrambling to their stations, life preservers in hand. They're running drills for fires, floods, medical emergencies. You name it, they're ready for it. It's serious business, but there's also a sense of pride, of knowing that they can handle whatever comes their way. These drills, they're more than just exercises. They're a way of life. They're about pushing themselves to the limit, about never becoming complacent, about being prepared for the worst, even when they're hoping for the best. And it's that constant state of readiness, that unwavering commitment to the mission that makes these sailors so damn impressive. But amidst all the hard work and the drills, there are moments of levity, of shared laughter, of stories that become legendary. These are the moments that bind these sailors together, that remind them why they chose this life of service and sacrifice. Section 6. Sea Dog Stories, Tales of Laughter, Mischief, and Bonds Forged at Sea. Now, I've heard some stories in my time, but these sailors, they've got tales that would make your hair stand on end. Tales of daring rescues, near misses with typhoons, and the lighter side of life at sea. Like the time a playful pod of dolphins decided to escort their ship, or the legendary cook who could turn a can of Spam into a culinary masterpiece. They'll tell you about crossing the equator for the first time and the age-old traditions that come with it, or the time a mischievous monkey got loose on deck and caused chaos. They'll share stories about the pranks they've played on each other, the close calls they've survived together, and the unbreakable bonds they've forged through it all. These stories, they're more than just entertainment. They're a way of passing down traditions, of preserving the history of the Navy, of reminding each other that they're part of something bigger than themselves. They're a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, to the power of camaraderie, and to the enduring allure of the sea. But even sailors need a break from the action. When the day's work is done and the drills are over, it's time for these sailors to carve out a little bit of downtime. Section 7. Downtime Delights, from letters home to card games under the bunk lights. Now, personal space is a precious commodity on a Navy ship. But whether it's a few stolen moments with a good book or a spirited card game in the cramped quarters below deck, these sailors know how to make the most of their downtime. Some might write letters home, sharing their experiences with loved ones far away. Others might strum a guitar, the melodies echoing through the passageways, a reminder of the world beyond the waves. And then there are the gamers, huddled around a screen, controllers in hand, escaping into virtual worlds for a few precious hours. It's a time to recharge, to reflect, to reconnect with the things that matter most. It's a chance to be themselves, to let their guard down, and to remember that even in the midst of this extraordinary life, the simple things still hold a certain sweetness. As the day draws to a close, and the sun begins its descent towards the horizon, a hush falls over the ship. It's a time for quiet contemplation, for reflecting on the day that's passed, and the challenges that lie ahead. Section 8. Reflections at Day's End, the unique rhythm of life at sea. As the stars begin to twinkle on the vast canvas of the night sky, and the gentle rocking of the ship lulls the sailors to sleep, you can't help but feel a sense of awe for the life they lead. It's a life of sacrifice, no doubt, but it's also a life of purpose, of camaraderie, of adventure. They face their fears, push their limits, and emerge stronger, closer, more resilient than ever before. They've learned the true meaning of teamwork, of leadership, of service. They've seen parts of the world most people only dream of, and they've done it all while wearing the uniform of the United States Navy. It's not an easy life, but it's a rewarding one. It's a life that stays with you long after you've hung up your uniform, a life that shapes you, molds you, and leaves an undeniable mark on your soul. So the next time you see a sailor, take a moment to thank them for their service. They are the guardians of our seas, the protectors of our freedom, and the embodiment of courage, dedication, and unwavering commitment to duty. Section 9. Join the adventure. Are you Navy material? Well, folks, there you have it, a glimpse into the life of a Navy sailor. It's not for everyone, that's for sure. But for those who answer the call of the sea, it's an experience like no other. So what do you think? Do you have what it takes to join the ranks of these brave men and women? If you're looking for adventure, if you crave camaraderie, if you want to be a part of something bigger than yourself, then maybe, just maybe, the Navy is the place for you. Do your research, talk to a recruiter, and who knows, you might just find yourself shipping out to see the world, one wave at a time. And hey, if you want to hear more stories about the amazing men and women who serve in our armed forces, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. We'll be back with more dirty jobs, inspiring stories, and a whole lot of fun. Until next time, stay dirty.